Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we break down the biggest stories in world football. Today, we're diving into a jaw-dropping rumor that's been heating up in both Manchester and Barcelona, one that could shake up two of Europe's top clubs. Imagine this, Marcus Rashford wearing the iconic Blaugrana, and in return, Marc-André Ter Stegen making Old Trafford his new home. Sounds wild? Well, let's unpack all the details and possibilities surrounding this potential blockbuster swap deal. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Let's start with the man at the center of it all, Marcus Rashford. It's no secret that Rashford's form has been under intense scrutiny in recent seasons. Once hailed as the golden boy of Manchester United, his performances have lacked consistency, and fan frustration has grown. Last season saw Rashford loaned out to Aston Villa for the second half of the campaign. Yes, a temporary move, but one that signaled his uncertain future at Old Trafford. While he showed glimpses of brilliance at Villa Park, questions about his long-term fit in Erik ten Hag's system haven't gone away. Behind the scenes, it's believed that Rashford is eyeing a fresh start, one that might take him away from the Premier League altogether. And according to several sources, he has his heart set on a dream move to none other than FC Barcelona. Barcelona's transfer puzzle. Now let's flip the script and look at what's happening in Catalonia. Barcelona, while still competing at the highest level, are going through a bit of a rebuild. Their financial constraints have forced them to be more creative in the transfer market. And when their sporting director, Deco, recently spoke to RAC1, he dropped a few names that caught everyone's attention. He said, "We like Luis Diaz, we like Marcus Rashford, and we like other players." That brief mention of Rashford sparked rumors across Europe. Barca aren't just admiring from afar, they're actively scouting and weighing their options. But there's a catch. Rashford's current valuation sits around the £40 million mark. For a club like Barcelona, who are still navigating FFP restrictions, dropping that kind of cash isn't straightforward. So what's the workaround? Well, it looks like the answer might lie in a player swap. Ter Stegen enters the picture. Here's where things get even more interesting. According to reports circulating via Football 365, Barcelona may be open to including Marc-André Ter Stegen in a swap deal to bring Rashford to Spain. Ter Stegen, a mainstay between the sticks for over a decade at Camp Nou, is reportedly open to a change of environment. And why now? Because Barcelona are on the verge of bringing in a new goalkeeper, Joan Garcia from Espanyol. With Garcia's arrival looming, the club may feel that it's time to move on from Ter Stegen. And that opens the door for Manchester United to make a move. United, as we know, are exploring options for a new shot-stopper after a turbulent season for Andre Onana. Despite a few standout games, Onana's first year in the Premier League was plagued with errors and shaky performances. Could Ter Stegen be the solution? Why this deal makes sense. Let's break it down logically. For Barcelona, they get a dynamic winger in Rashford, someone who, when in form, can destroy defenses with pace, power, and finishing ability. He's also versatile, capable of playing across the front line. A potential fit for a club that still values attacking flair. For Manchester United, acquiring Ter Stegen could solve their most pressing issue, goalkeeping. Despite being 33, the German international remains one of the most technically sound and experienced keepers in the game. And let's not forget, he has over 400 appearances for Barca, 6 La Liga titles, and a Champions League trophy under his belt. Also, swapping players directly helps both clubs sidestep major financial hurdles. No massive transfer fees, just a clean trade. The personal sacrifice from Rashford. What's even more telling in this entire situation is Rashford's apparent willingness to make sacrifices to seal the move. Sources close to the player suggest he's ready to lower his wage demands to make the transfer financially feasible for Barcelona. That's not something you hear every day in modern football, especially from a high-profile Premier League player in his prime. It shows just how serious Rashford is about making this move a reality. His admiration for Barcelona reportedly runs deep. Growing up, he idolized players like Ronaldinho and Messi, And wearing the famous jersey would be a career-defining moment. Ter Stegen's motivation and United's goalkeeper dilemma. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Ter Stegen's motivation for considering a move to Manchester is just as intriguing. At 33, he might be looking for one last major challenge. And with Barcelona potentially pushing him toward the exit, a Premier League adventure could reignite his career. For United, it's a no-brainer if they can pull it off. Onana, at 29, still has time to develop, but last season's performances have left the club questioning whether he's the long-term answer. Bringing in a seasoned veteran like Ter Stegen could add much-needed stability and leadership at the back. And let's not forget, Ruben Amorim, the manager widely tipped to replace Ten Hag, could prefer someone with Ter Stegen's skill set and experience. What could stop the deal? Of course, deals like this don't happen without hurdles. First, there's the issue of valuation. Do both clubs see Rashford and Ter Stegen as equal in worth? Then there's the player's approval. While Rashford seems eager, Ter Stegen may still have reservations about moving to a United side still in transition. There's also the managerial situation at United. If Amorim doesn't see Ter Stegen fitting into his tactical system, the deal might stall. And for Barcelona, Joan Garcia hasn't officially signed yet. Until that's confirmed, they may be reluctant to let go of their longtime number one. Final thoughts and what's next? So what happens next? That's the big question. Summer windows are always full of surprises, but this one feels different. Rashford to Barcelona? Ter Stegen to Manchester United? It's a deal that could benefit both clubs and both players, on paper at least. Will the stars align? Or will financial demands, managerial preferences, and contractual clauses get in the way? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. This is a story worth watching closely. Thanks for watching. What do you think? Should Manchester United go all in for Ter Stegen? And is Barcelona the right next step for Rashford? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you stay up to date with all the latest in the world of football. Catch you in the next video.